Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Waffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Now, actually, I'm going to turn on the camera here, see if we can get it on. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have some major stuff today, guys. We actually have a proper leak. Now, this leak seems to be very similar to a previous leak we've had in the past, which means it's more likely to be realistic. And also, it comes from a source that's going to be quite intriguing to read through. So get ready, because we're going to go into it. First of all, though, we're going to turn on this camera, get this rolling, make sure we got that good quality view of my face, because, you know, you go get that face, man. You go get that face. So yeah, we're going to go through a bunch of stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you do enjoy the video, then drop a like down below. Here we go. My face cam is being loaded. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. But if you do enjoy the video, drop a like down below. And I will catch you, or, you know, not catch you, but rather, I would appreciate that. So if you guys do enjoy the video, drop a like down below. Now, let's get into the actual stuff, shall we? Which starts right here, guys. So, this was posted by Central Pokemon. Now, there's quite a few different posts about this. We're also going to go to Rest of Terra. We're going to read more about this. But let's start here, okay? So, first things first, Central Pokemon saying, in the most recent update of Pokemon Go, there's been found the key name of a new application or game that will connect to the game called Koala, which appears similar to Beluga, which is the key name of Let's Go. Or, they say key name here, but what they mean is it's the code name, not key name, code name. It was a code name of Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee was Beluga, and that was proven, 100% proven. It continues down here saying, so Koala could be the key name of Pokemon, or code name, of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Also confirming that there will be a connection between Pokemon Go and... I'm a little bit sick. Between Pokemon Go and Sword and Shield, as there was with Let's Go. Koala matches the key name of previous major games, inspired by elements of nature. Then, next thing here, more details of the key names of previous games, so we can actually go to that right here and check it out. But down here, people asking questions like, you know, does that, that doesn't mean there won't be, like, skills like Let's Go, right? And people responded like, lol, it doesn't mean anything like that. So yeah, for anybody curious right now, if you're like this person right here, thinking that this is going to mean that we're going to have, like, catching mechanics like Pokemon Let's Go. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is just trading, okay? This is just going to be trading. That's all this means. This leak is just telling us there's probably going to be trading between between Pokemon Go and Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're going to be able to trade between the two games, which, again, also makes 100% sense. Like, think about that for a minute, right? Just do the thinking here. Wouldn't that make 100% sense? Instead of making a, you know... Instead of them making a whole new infrastructure for like, you know, trading between Pokemon games, why not just use Pokemon Go as the intermediary, right? Because that'll bring again more traffic to Pokemon Go, which they want to do because they make a lot of money from Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is like their biggest moneymaker at the moment. So why not bring more attention to Pokemon Go by connecting it to the most, you know, recent generation of Pokemon games coming up, and having you able to trade between them. Like, why wouldn't you do that? That to me seems like the most logical thing to do. It seems very smart, I guess you could say. It seems very, very logical, very sensible, if that's the way you want to look at it. It seems very, very normal to me, ladies and gentlemen. It seems very, very logical, you know? It seems very logical. But that might just be me. So that's the first part. Now, the next thing here is the other, like, code names that exist, which you can see right here. So, Pokemon games key names or code names in today's filtering, if today's filtering is correct. And here's basically what they had. So, Black and White 2 was Swan. X and Y was Kujira, which I'm not sure exactly what this is, because this is like showing you, I guess, the whatchamacallit, the Japanese names as well. But, like, there are also English names for these. So X and Y was Kujira, Prey, Pokemon Ruby Alpha, what? I guess he's talking about, Omega Ruby, oh yeah, Oras, because up here it says, Oras, but here it says Prey. Sango, Sun and Moon, Niji, Ultra Sun and Moon, Momo Iji, and then Switch Beluga, all related to nature. And then right here we also had some other stuff, which is that that of Black and White is Swan, that of X and Y is Whale. Yeah, it was in Japanese, I thought so. That of X and Y is Whale, that of Sun and Moon is Rainbow, that of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the color of leaves in autumn, and that of Switch, a type of whale. So yeah, whales are mentioned a few times, and then now we have a koala apparently, which again, these don't have to be connected to the region they're based on, by the way. They're just code names. Like, code names are not meant to have any major connection at all to the thing that's coming up. I mean, sure, you know, maybe Sword and Shield had a little bit more of a connection because, you know, not Sword and Shield, like Sun and Moon, with, you know, codename Rainbow, Pokemon Rainbow, like that, sure, that actually seems like a little bit more logical there, but other than that, like, you know, these don't really need to be, like, 100% connectable to the stuff. So, yeah, just keep that in mind as we're looking into this. So, that's where we start, though. Next thing, though, on the agenda is actually looking through this properly. So, here's a post here by Therios on Resetera, which was posted yesterday, saying, thanks to the known Pokemon Go data miner Charles, we have the details extracted from the latest game update, and what looks like an innocent string may be a major detail for Sword and Shield, for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Updates found in version 0.143.0. So they got new quest conditions with win in PvP combat, win in NPC combat, go to some location, walk X kilometers, lure items underscore Troid underscore disc underscore glacial, same thing underscore mossy, same thing underscore magnetic. New evolution conditions with lure item only day, only night. Eevee new check if naming trick is already used. Tyrogue new trick / choice. Other text found koala underscore settings. There is where it is, guys. Koala underscore settings app related like Beluga. So what does he mean when he says Beluga here again? He's referring back to the original, name for Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, because when Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee were happening, there was an update in Pokemon Go just like this, like this koala settings update, but it was a Beluga underscore settings update, which basically added a app connection, or an app-related connection, right? Which was then used to connect to the Switch, right? And the same thing is being added right now, but with a different code name. So maybe Pokemon Sword and Shield's code name is Koala, and this means we will be able to trade between Pokemon Go and Sword and Shield, which also would mean we potentially will be able to use Pokemon Go as kind of an intermediary to trade between generations, which would be kind of interesting, but that's kind of that. So yeah, here's what they say next here, though, which is, among other things, Charles discovered that that a new settings screen is being developed called Koala underscore settings, and that is related to a separate app, just like Beluga was. For those of you who aren't aware, Beluga is the code name of Pokemon Let's Go. Well, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, for those who don't know, which has a dedicated settings screen inside of Pokemon Go to connect the two games together. Seeing as this is something similar, this may hint that Koala is the codename for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that also the game will connect with Pokemon Go, just like Let's Go did. Furthermore, the codename Koala aligns with the naming convention Game Freak uses for the main games, always related to nature or an animal. True, swan, and some sort of whale. We already looked through these. So the big takeaway from this is that Sword and Shield has a Go connection, seems to be happening. And yeah, we finally have something. We actually finally have some actual news, which is actually interesting for once, It's kind of fun to finally have some proper news. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have been kind of in a dry spell for a long time now. It's been a total dry spell, and it's honestly, it was getting a little bit, tense. It is getting a little bit intense, trying to keep, hopes up, without feeling like nothing was gonna ever happen, but now we actually have something to work with. So I just want to bring up a few aspects of this that needs to be kept in mind when we're looking into this specifically, this piece of news. This is actually a proper leak. We actually have a leak for once, some proper leaks and some proper news. So what do we need to keep in mind with this? Well, there's always that slim possibility that this has nothing to do with Sword and Shield, that the Koala underscore settings is something totally different. It could be literally anything, but due to the fact that it looks exactly the same as how it, the kind of way it looks to Charles, it's just like what the Beluga looked like, and we already know. And for those who don't believe that it's called Beluga, I will actually find it, because I remember I had a few people on stream a while back. I remember I had a few people on my stream and a long time ago that were trying to tell me oh no, you're wrong. That's not a thing. That's false. And I remember I just got really frustrated because I had actually seen already the Beluga thing. I had already seen it. So here it is, guys. I'm not sure if I can zoom in any further. I'll try to zoom in here. Right here you'll see. So this is a screenshot. Right there you'll see projects and Beluga, and this is from the developers of Pokemon. Game Freak rather. This is an image from Game Freak directly, and this was posted by Game Freak. Not like the Beluga part up there, but this image was posted from Game Freak, showing how they were working on. Also, this person's got a picture of squirrels down here. Pretty cute. But it was showing Pikachu being animated and stuff, which is pretty cool to see this, man. I kind of want to get back into game development for a minute when I see this. Man, I don't know, there's something intriguing about it. But Back to the point though, straight up, this was the proof we needed back then. So if you don't think that like Project Beluga was a thing, well, it was. So that's where I start feeling way more confident about this, when Charles, a known data miner, because he's very, like, you know, known in the community for the data mining he does, when he comes out and says, okay, this looks the same as what Beluga was, which means that this could be the code name for Pokemon Sword and Shield, being Koala, which wouldn't be surprising. They've used Swan before, they've used Whale, they've used Beluga, which also is a whale, and now they're going to use Koala. It just isn't a strange thing. They've used Rainbow. They use forces of nature, right? Whether it be animals or some natural things, right? That's what they tend to use for the code names. So that actually seems to make sense in terms of the you know, naming scale. So in general, I personally will say that I think this is going to be probably real. I think this is real, and we're going to have a connection between Pokemon Go and Sword and Shield, and we're going to be able to trade between the two. In what sense it's going to work and how it's going to affect the game, hopefully, like, you know, if they go down the path of, like, candies and stuff, I don't think they will, but they will probably make a connection there that's going to make it more accessible for Pokemon Go players, because I think this is more of a thing where they want to make sure that every single one of their games is connected to Pokemon Go, so the Pokemon Go audience is more inclined to buy these games, because that's what happened with Let's Go, is right? There was a little bit of a bump in sales because Pokemon Go people also bought it, and also the Pokemon Go people, you know, wanted it so they could get specific, you know, things they wouldn't be able to usually get, or like just, you know, just for reasons. They wanted to play through it because it was advertised as Pokemon Let's Go, right? And they're like, oh, I like Pokemon Go. So yeah, it makes 100% sense. But ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts and opinions on this leak? What do you guys think about it? Thank you so much for watching. My name is Ralph Rally. Have yourselves a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.